Hi everyone, I'm GREYMOND. Today I just wanted to remind you that the realness feeling of the thoughts depends on the level of anxiety. So if your anxiety is 10 out of 10, thoughts will feel real 10 out of 10. If your anxiety is 5 out of 10, the thoughts will feel about 50% real. So it depends on the anxiety. And the feelings of guilt, feelings of shame, feelings of being a bad person, the what if questions, all of that is also a part of OCD and also depends on the level of anxiety. So if the anxiety is high, all of these additional emotions will be high as well. And as you refuse reaction, as you keep doing the recovery work, and I know recovery work is really difficult, but every day, just push a little bit, as much as you possibly can every single day. And some days it'll be just a little bit, but you still have to push forward. You still have to, on some level, show your brain that this is not that important. You should be showing it that it's not important at all, but it is what it is. And some days you can only do so much. But you have to do something. So as you keep showing this to the brain that this doesn't matter, the anxiety goes down, the feelings of, guilt, shame, I'm such a bad person kind of thing, those go down as well, and rational thought comes up more. But it happens over time. A very common question I get is, I was doing work for, say, a few days. Why am I not recovered yet? Well, it's been a lot longer that you've had these OCD situations. So that's why. So allow it to have some time, but every day you have to do the recovery work. Don't fall into this trap of saying, well, I'm not feeling better, so it's not working. Because there's a lot to undo, and you're doing it at the speed that you can do it at, with your daily life, with your daily stressors, with your capacity for uncertainty. With all of that, you're doing the best you can. But you actually, if you look at, say, for example, yesterday, you have to actually be able to say that, yes, based on all of that, all of those external factors, I was doing the best I could. And not, well, I just gave in to OCD and that was it. You always have to try to delay. If you feel like you can't refuse the thought entirely, refuse to do a physical compulsion or a rumination, at least delay it for as long as you possibly can delay it. And that again shows the brain that these thoughts don't matter, and it helps the situation over time. So I would say when you start to do focused work, about 2 months is what you need to shift how the brain is viewing it, and 6 months to fully shift it. But 2 months, I would say, usually I say 6 months for recovery, right? But in 2 months, you will feel significantly better. And actually, this is kind of a dangerous time, because when you start to feel significantly better, you also, well, not you specifically, obviously, the listener, but most people start to do a lot less recovery work because it's not that important. They're living their life now, they're doing this and that. And this is a trap. And as soon as that real life becomes just a little more stressful, OCD can come in. So even though that anxiety dropped, the feelings dropped, the thoughts have dropped, you have to still do the recovery work as you did when things were 10 out of 10 and OCD was ruling your entire life. You still have to work just as hard, because if you don't, you start to fall down. So it's very important for you to keep on track all the way until you're fully recovered. Don't slow down with the work just because you feel better. That's the fact that you feel better has nothing to do with the level of work that you need to put in. So just because, well, I'm better, I only need to do a little exposure work now. No, you need to do the same amount of exposure work, even though you feel like you don't need it. Until you get to, I would say, like 0 out of 10, 1 out of 10, depending on the type of OCD thought you have. And then make sure you only you know uh, um, when you are stabilized with that. So, but I would say definitely the first 6 months you're doing recovery work every single day. And then after that, kind of moving into less. And then also watching the stress levels, and then also uh, just kind of making sure that you're living life as normal, meaning that you're going out, you're doing things. So you're going to be really busy with all of that. Between these three things, you're going to be pretty busy. But it's worth it, and you're getting your life back, and that's all that matters. And don't get discouraged if it's a little bit slower for you. It's slower for some people, it's faster for other people. You're going from point A to point B, you'll get there. If you do the recovery work, you will get there. If you don't do the recovery work, you will not get there. And that is kind of the truth of it all. You have to do the recovery work. No excuses every single day. I hope you find my videos helpful. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. If you would like to do one-on-one recovery program with me, all the information is on youhaveocd.com. You can sign up from there. If you do decide to sign up, please make sure you're booking all of your appointments. That way we have the spacing between sessions as you originally picked it with the package. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.